E aí, marumbara, beleza? This is Mike with Six Pack Shortcuts. So this video is made for a buddy of mine in Brazil with a YouTube channel, Canal do Under. So my buddy Under, he is doing a Projeto Fitness, which is basically, you know, Project Fitness, and I want to make a video to help him out, give him some fitness tips, and to help him out and to get him in shape. When you guys are wanting to work out, basically it boils down to two different things. You want to lose fat and you want to gain muscle. So Under, I'm gonna go ahead and give you some tips on losing fat and also some tips on gaining muscle. And I promise you that if you follow these tips, you're gonna get in shape a lot faster and you'll be able to stay in shape for the rest of your life. So all you other guys watching, you know, follow along, this will be good. Okay, so let's go and break it down. Let's go with the first thing, which is losing fat. Right? You got an extra 10 pounds, you got an extra 30 pounds of fat you want to lose. How do you lose it? So first off, a lot of people are wanting to target their belly fat because it's annoying. You know, you're like, cut it off, you know, and all this stuff. You hate it. So most people go, I want to lose the fat here and be done, you know? But you cannot spot reduce fat just in one area. You cannot lose fat just in one area here, one area here. A lot of people go, I just want to lose fat, you know, the girls, I want to lose fat under my arm, you know, I want to lose fat here. Or for the guys, I want to lose my beer gut. And you can't lose fat in just one area. And I want you to think about it. The last time that you saw maybe a friend or a buddy or something like that, and you saw that they lost weight, where was the first place you noticed it? A lot of times, right in their face, right? You look at somebody's face and you notice that their face is getting smaller. But think about it, they do face exercises? Yeah, probably not. You know, and that's because when you're losing fat, you lose fat through your entire body. This is very important because if you want to go ahead and do the right exercises, you have to do exercises that target the entire body, which now gives us to tip number 2, which is how does your body lose fat? So I want you to think about it like this. Your fat on your body is basically like fuel in a car. So when your body needs fuel, it taps into your fat. But your body has two different types of fuel. When you eat food, the food turns into fuel. And if you don't use that food, then it turns into fat. So throughout the day, most of the time, you're burning the food that you're eating. So how do you lose fat? Well, when your body doesn't have food left and your muscles are continuously still burning, that is when your fat gets burnt. So what burns fat? Well, I just gave it away. It's muscle, okay? Not anything else. So that's why when people are trying to lose fat, the first thing they do is cardio. And cardio doesn't build any muscle, and that's why it's very hard to lose fat. So when you're doing cardio, you'll only be burning fat during the time that you're doing it. But the moment that you stop doing cardio, your fat burning stops. So think about it. You jump on a treadmill and you're running for 30 minutes or 45 minutes. The moment that you're done and you jump off, your fat burning stops right there. So if you're burning fat for, let's say, 45 minutes a day, good. Well, what about the rest of the day? There's like 23 hours and 15 minutes left of the day. And if your body is not burning fat during that time and only during the 45-minute window, is not enough. And that's why people that are on the cardio machines, they're always on there and they never get any results. It's so slow that they don't see a thing. They eat a couple fries and bam, all the weight's back on, okay? So cardio is good for your heart, it's good for conditioning, but when it comes to burning fat, it's not the best way. What you need to do is you need to have muscle. Now all of us have muscle in our bodies, but the more muscle you have, the more fat you burn. Think about it like this, you know, if you have, let's say 50 pounds, if you have 50 pounds of muscle versus somebody who only has, 20 pounds of muscle, for example, then you will burn more fat. It's just like a bigger car burns more gas. Somebody with more muscle also burns more fat. Because anytime that you're doing anything, no matter if you're jumping up and down, you're moving around, anytime you're using your body, you're using your muscles. And when you use your muscles, just like when you use a car, it burns gas. When you use your muscles, it burns fat. So when it comes to your workouts, make sure that your workouts are workouts that are compound exercises that include a lot of multiple body parts. For example, if I'm just gonna use my biceps, if I'm doing this because I want to burn fat, look at the muscle. You know, I'm not gonna say it's small. No, just kidding. So let's say, but either way, okay, it's not very big, okay, because it's your arm, okay? So you're doing this, this is the muscle that's working. Think about how much you're burning this versus, let's say, grabbing a weight and doing like, this, or doing something else like a deadlift or a squat. You're using more muscle, which means you're burning more fat, okay? So make sure that when it comes to your workouts, do workouts that involve multiple muscle groups. Ones that use your legs, use your back, use your core, use everything. So this way, all of those muscles are together, working together to burn fat, because they need to, because you're working them, okay? So that's the most important thing on fat, and a lot of people don't realize that. That's why they're in the gym doing this, and they wonder why they still have this, okay? Okay, so next thing we're gonna talk about is building muscle, because remember, more muscle you have, the more fat you're gonna burn. Now, I'm not saying you need to go ahead and be one of those big, bodybuilder guys like this. You don't need to do that, okay? But if you have muscle, you will burn more fat, okay? So now when it comes to building muscle, just remember that a lot of people ask, well, what's the difference between doing body weight exercises and doing weights, right? What's the difference with using heavy weight or doing body weight? So the difference is when it comes to your muscle, if you want big muscles, you need to go with heavier resistance, right? Heavier weights. If you want smaller muscles, then you go with more body weight or basically lighter weight. What I recommend is that if you want small muscles, and that doesn't mean you want to be very skinny. That means, the type of guys you see on the beach, nice six-pack, they have the beach body, right? Those type of guys, that type of look, you don't need a lot of heavy weight. You can do different types of push-ups and pull-ups, a whole bunch of different types of plyometrics or body weight exercises to go ahead and build that body. It's fast, it's easy, and it's very, very effective, okay? Now, if you want to look very muscular, you want to have a very thick muscle look, then you can go with heavier weight. You're gonna have to go with free weights. You're gonna have to go with maybe a little bit of machine, but I would recommend sticking with free weights. Dumbbells, barbells, things like that. If you stick with those are gonna be the exercises that are gonna get you the muscles that you want, the big, thick ones. So that's a real big difference between looking to have that beach body and having that big bodybuilder look. So let's say if you want to go ahead and do look like a beach body type of guy, right? You want to look like a model. Cool. All right, so what do? Well, I recommend that you work out 5 days a week, and your workouts should be about 20 minutes to about, I'll say 30 minutes long. 5 days a week. And you only need to do, basically, you need to probably have maybe a small set of dumbbells or barbells, but you don't need to do that much weights. Make sure that you have an area where you can do pull-ups, and besides that, everything else can be done with almost no weights, okay? Maybe a pair of dumbbells so you can work your biceps. So besides that, that'll be it. Your workout should be about 20 to about 30 minutes long. Make sure your rest times are very short. I recommend doing them in basically what we call sprints of 30 seconds of doing an exercise, followed by either no rest or maybe 15 seconds of rest. Now, if you want to go get examples of how to do these workouts, check out my channel on Six Pack Shortcuts, where you can find all types of workouts that are structured the same way, and you can put together a whole bunch of different workouts like that. Just remember though, 5 days a week, 20 to 30 minutes a day, and you will be ripped and you'll have that beach body, okay? So now when it comes to building big muscles, what do you want to do? So you want to go ahead, you have to spend just a little more time. I would recommend anywhere from about 35 minutes up to about 45 minutes a day. And when it comes to building big muscles, you're not going to be able to do any of the body weight stuff. You're going to have to use heavy weights. So if you're at home, you're going to have to buy a dumbbell set, you're going to have to buy a barbell, you're going to have to get some weights. And if you don't have the room for it, I'd probably recommend going to the gym, because everything there is available. But don't get caught doing all the exercises that don't burn a lot of fat, okay? Because you could be doing biceps all day long thinking you want to lose your gut. Go into the gym and follow the exercises that are going to build muscle, which is going to be the heavy weights, plus make sure that you do exercises that are compound movements, like working multiple body parts at one time. So if you want more information on how to go ahead and do these workouts, or if you guys watching, you want to go ahead and learn more about how to do workouts, how to burn fat, how to build muscle, and more different types of diet strategies, check out my Brazilian channel, Six Pack Shortcuts, BRA, or go to the site brazil.sixpackshortcuts.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you there. Peace.